Thank you. We're going to go ahead and call the Ways and Means meeting for November 5th. Oh, definitely not November 5th. I'm sorry. November 19th. To order. I was actually looking at the minutes. Let the record reflect. Sorry, starting time of 3:30. We did hear from Councilman Spatafor, who had a work conflict, so he will not be with us today. Takes us to agenda item number 3, the meeting minutes from November 5th, 2025. Councilman Garza.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes as written.
Is a motion on the floor. Further discussion? Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed passes. Public comment? I'm not seeing anybody. No? Okay, perfect. Let's go to our discussion action. And Cheryl, my understanding is you're here for the first 3 resolutions.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we're going to start with grant acceptance, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, service training, officers, prosecutors, violence against women grant. You are up.
Said this stuff. Is that what you just? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. So that's our.
Yep, so item B.
I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
That is a 75% reimbursement grant from the Department of Health and Human Services for a dedicated detective regarding violence against women acts, and also as well as a 75 reimbursement for wages and fringes for a crime analyst. It is historical, and we've had extreme participation.
Awesome. So both positions are staffed now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, fantastic. Councilman Garza, do you have any questions?
I just have one question. Under here, the number 2, it says contracted crime analyst. Is that not an in-house position then?
Correct.
Is there not anyone in-house that we could hire for that position?
Not at this time.
Is this something that maybe in the future we could have hired in full-time?
We're hoping, in fact, we have a decision package that we're prepping, ready to go in with this year's budget submission.
I'd move the
Need a motion? All right, there is a motion on the floor for the discussion. Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. Takes us to item C, resolution of grant acceptance, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services for domestic violence service capital area response effort grant. Cheryl, go ahead.
So with our care unit, as in decades, has been, personnel has been supplied. They are all contracted. They are 100% funded by the grants. The VOCA grant is now being subsidized by a federal 21% with the CVSF grant. There's of course no increase in the funding, but federal picking up part of that tab. It is a 100%. There is no match on those funds.
When she talks about staff, it's 3 full-time staff and 1 intern per semester, and there's 30 volunteers. Tri-County Dispatch. Okay, fantastic. Councilman Garza, do you have any questions?
No questions. I'd move the resolution.
All right. There's a motion on the floor for the discussion. Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then lastly, this is item D, resolution of grant acceptance for Michigan State Police Burn Justice Assistant Grant.
So the JAG grant also applies to the care unit. It supports 1 full-time position for the hotel coordinator for victims of domestic violence. The coordinator is responsible for being a part, engaging with the community to have facilities available when obviously there's a need for removing, and I don't know what the right word, I don't think hosting is the correct word, but removing them from their current situations and making sure that they have lodging. It also takes care of some of the operational costs.
I guess my only question before I turn it over to Councilman Garza, on the grant form, it says that 55,145 goes toward personnel, 51,951 in terms of victim assistance. But in the resolution, they're actually different numbers. And so
It's there because we only received the letter from the JAG grant. We're only getting 50% of those funds at this time. So we're not going to allocate for a full year's wages and fringes and those benefits as well.
Well, so here, actually the personnel is the same. It's the assistance that's different. The assistance says 56,096.
So
I just want to make sure that the numbers in the resolution are
Yep.
correct.
So the 107,096.
Yep.
Is the full amount.
Right.
That is, we have been awarded that amount.
Got it.
The letter of acceptance said that at this time, we're only gonna receive 50%. So the 51 that is dedicated to the wages, we won't be able to incur any other expenses at this time other than having that person dedicated to that role.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because the 51 and the 4 equals the 55.
Yeah, but that doesn't, to me, that doesn't explain why in the resolution it says 56,096 in assistance, whereas on the grant form, it says in assistance, 51,951. I'm not talking about personnel, I'm talking about the assistance number.
6096.
I don't know where the 56,096 came from.
That's if we were to receive the full amount.
Okay.
So on this grant information form then would be where it is stated incorrectly.
Okay,
That
perfect. So the
51,000
resolution is correct. the grant
Yes.
form is not. Okay, that's what I want.
Yes.
Sure. Councilman Carter.
I guess my only question is similar to the first one is it's a contract employee as well.
Yes.
And they're also paid fringes, even though they're a contract employee.
The fringes are unemployment insurance, the necessary as an employer. They don't receive health, retirement, or anything. They do, however, accrue sick time as per the new law that went into place last January.
Okay, great. No further questions. I'd move the resolution.
Motion on the floor. Further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Post same sign. Motion carries. Thank you so much for being with us as always. Really appreciate it. And then we're gonna bring up Brett and Gabriel Biber. This is a sole source purchase for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Great. Thank
Notification of Nature Playscapes LLC is the vendor for outdoor fitness center at Sycamore Creek Park. Brett, you're up.
Yeah, so Gabe is here as well as his executive director of Fenner, and we have a preschool there at Fenner, which is called Sycamore Creek. There on Mount Hope. And we are looking to place there a nature-based playground. So this is not a fitness center. And this is not a regular playground with slides and metal poles and swings and has a nature theme. This is really logs and really out into nature. So with that, we have worked with this company before. If you have been to Adado Park along Grand Avenue, they placed all of the boulders there that we use. So we have had a relationship with this company before. But I'll turn it over to Gabe to talk a little bit about the project and then also as far as the collaboration that is going on with the funding for it. Go from there.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be real brief, but I did bring just a quick visual aid, something that council members, if you want to keep these, you're welcome to those.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Yep. So just to quickly reiterate what Brett said, this is a unique product. It's a nature-based playscape, both in terms of the materials used and the way that it's presented. There's really only 2 vendors that do this type of work in the state of Michigan. The other one is based on the west side of the state, and the soonest we'd get a project with them would be at least 2 years. So in terms of the justification for the sole source, I think it makes a lot of sense. I do just want to also speak to what Brett said about the funding. Total cost to the city of Lansing from this whole project will not exceed $65,000. Fenner Conservancy is bringing an additional $95,000 that we're pouring into the project. So this was really something where we acknowledged the need for this type of facility in the city, but we really were committed to bringing in more funding to kind of bring the proper bang for the buck. I think my final point, unless there's questions, would be Fenner does operate a preschool on that Sycamore Creek Park property. However, that entire property is open to the general public, and this proposed playscape is also going to be open to the general public year round. It is not just for the preschoolers that are connected with Fenner.
Councilman Garza, you have some questions?
Brett had his hand up. I'll let him go first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just to add, this is going to be a playground designed for 2 to 5.
0 to 5 is the target. Yep.
0 to 5.
Yep.
Many of our playgrounds are 5 to 12 that we have throughout the system there. So that is another
what accommodations do we have for our newborns?
So you mean citywide or just at this?
Let's
specific-
talk about this facility.
Yeah, so this is really,
Interesting.
yeah, so this is really like specific 0 to 5 intentionally. So it's kind of like the analogy would be like a zero entry pool. There's things that literally, if you were one day old, you could experience. But in terms of like being open to all ages, it can accommodate older ages as well, but it is specifically geared to 0 to 5. Basically, there's 3 elements of kind of interaction here. So there's the sensory, which literally is what it means, 5 senses. That's kind of the first element. And there's what they call dynamic play. That's going to be a little bit more of the kinetic stuff, the interactive stuff. The final one is sometimes called risky play, but that's really going to be the stuff that really is appropriate to all ages, but that's where at different developmental stages, this is a safe environment for kids to kind of explore and test their limits.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I guess my question, but you answered it already about being open to the public. But my other question is, and it looks like it's white oak and red oak. I was just wondering if these are like precast concrete that looks like actual wood logs.
Oh.
It's
It's actual natural materials. And part of the, Brett, feel free to jump in. We had a pre-planning steering discussion with the principal from Nature Playscapes, Brett and myself, to try to identify City of Lansing, what do we have sitting around that could be used? A big horizontal log, all these things. So we tried to go through and exhaust, is there any stuff, that City of Lansing can basically provide without us having to pay a sticker price for? Really what a lot of this comes down to, that natural material, the density, the porosity, the, percentage that can be irregularly shaped. That's what they kind of take responsibility for. It's not just any log they drop in. It really is spec'd out to be safe for this purpose.
Trees that are already down and ex legal
Got it.
are possible.
Got it. Okay.
It's gonna make
Yep,
mention,
go ahead.
seeing how all the scuttlebutt recently about the Consumers Energy Project, if there's any trees that do get taken down, which there are gonna be, is any of those gonna be utilized since,
Not big enough.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, you covered everything. So Michigan-based, fact, there's only 2 vendors in the state. Here is out, right?
That would be, if we, the only other vendor in the state, yep.
Okay.
Yep. And, besides the weight, obviously we want to bring this to the community now. That would involve, of course, increased prices for materials.
Absolutely, no question. Yeah, unique service, long-standing relationship. Okay, perfect. Place on file.
I'd make a motion to place on file.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. Further discussion? Seeing and hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Place on file. Okay, thank you. With no business before the body, we are adjourned. Do it.